Hey guys, welcome back to my channel AG Motion Designs, and in today's video we are going to create this Google logo animation inside of After Effects with the help of Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator. So if you're new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So first of all, I am in Adobe Illustrator. I got this file from freepeak.com. Link is available in the description, so you can do check it out later and practice it along with this tutorial. Now I'll select this file and I'll hit Ctrl C on my keyboard to copy this illustration. Then I have created another file over here, which is height width is 1920 by 180 and it is in RGB mode, as you guys can see, and simply press Ctrl V. If you want to know how to create this new file, so simply go to the file, new, then you will get this options over here, 1920 by 180 RGB mode. Okay, so now I'll select this illustration by holding Alt Shift. I'm going to drag it like this. Okay, now as always we want each and every individual should be on the separate layer. So first of all, right click and choose ungroup to ungroup this. Now still this portion and this portion are on a separate layer, so I'll first select this, right click and ungroup, then we'll select this. I'll hit Ctrl X to cut it out, create a new layer, press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, and let's bring this over here. Select this, hit Ctrl X, create a new layer, press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place, and we'll bring this backwards, and we will lock these layers and we will hide also. Now press V to select your selection tool, select this portion, right click and make this ungroup. First we will select this message wala portion and then hit Ctrl X, create a new layer, press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place. Let's hide this thing for now. Now we will focus on this portion. Right click and choose ungroup again. We have to select this lines and this stuff, so I'll hit Ctrl X, create a new layer, press Ctrl Shift V to paste in place. Then we will click on this arrow and then we will click on this arrow. Now as you guys can see, this and these lines are on the separate layer. So first I'll select this with the help of this click to target. I'll hit Ctrl X. Over here select this, press create new layer, press Ctrl Shift V. Then we will select these lines. We will click on this icon, then click on this icon, go over here and release two layers. Okay, now again we will select this by holding shift, and we will, as you guys can see, we cannot drag it over here. So first select this portion, click on this, then again release two layers. Okay, now all of these are in the layer format, so let's by hold shift select all of them, and we will simply bring this over here and we will delete this extra layer. Okay, so now each and everything is on the separate layer and we will hide this. Okay, now enable this layer again. We have the search bar, so simply hit Ctrl X, create a new layer, press Ctrl Shift and hide this. Then we have the search bar over here. I'll hit Ctrl X, create new layer, press Ctrl Shift V. Let's hide this portion and we will focus on this one. Select this, right click and choose ungroup. Then we select this. As you guys can see, each and every one in one separate layer. So again click on this icon. As you guys can see, each and every one is separated. So click to the target, go over here and release two layers. Hold shift, select all of them and bring them in the top. Let's select this and let's delete. So each and every one is separated. Let's hide all of them and enable this layer again. Now we have this, hit Ctrl X, new layer, press Ctrl Shift V, right click ungroup. Okay, let's hide this. Now we have this cup, hit Ctrl X, hit Ctrl Z, select this new layer, press Ctrl Shift V, right click ungroup, select this phone, hit Ctrl X, new layer, press Ctrl Shift V, hide both of them. Then we have this leaf, hit Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, same procedure, and we will bring them at the bottom. Okay, let's hide this now. Now we have this portion over here, so I'll select this portion first. Let's select this, right click and ungroup. Then I'll select this much portion. I'll hit Ctrl X, I'll create a new layer and I'll press Ctrl Shift V. Now let's go inside this, and as you guys can see, when we have this extra stars over here, we don't want it, so I'll simply delete it. Otherwise I want this much portion only. Then we have this much portion. I'll hit Ctrl X, I'll create new layer, I'll press Ctrl Shift V, go over here, and we have to release two layers to sequences. Hold shift to select all of them, bring them over here, delete this extra layer. We have this thing, we need to bring this over here, and this should be on the separated layer. So now as you guys can see, each and every layer is already on the separate layer, so our separation of layers is almost done. So now I'm going to save this file. Now we will go to the Photoshop. I have this Google PNG logo over here. Now what I want, that each and every alphabet should be on the separate layer like Illustrator. So I'm gonna press M on my keyboard to select rectangle selection tool, and I'll select this mesh portion. I'll hit Ctrl X, new layer, Ctrl Shift V, and hide this. And we will follow this procedure again and again for each and every one. Okay, so now this is also done. Now we will go to the Adobe After Effects and we will create new composition. I'll call it as main animation as always. And background color, let's choose white color. Simply hit OK, hit OK like this. Choose grid and guide option and hit on title selection. Then press Ctrl I on your keyboard. I'll select my Illustrator file first, footage, composition, rate and layer sizes, and simply hit import. And we will bring my illustration over here. Now double click to open this. Now we cannot see this thing over here, but that's okay. Now we will select these two backgrounds first like this. I press Ctrl Shift C and I'll call it as BG elements, sorry, and hit OK, and let's hide this and lock this. Now inside this BG element, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna include this much portion also, this leaves also. I'll hit Ctrl X to cut it out. Go inside this BG element and hit Ctrl V over here. Also, if you want, you can simply bring this cup, hit Ctrl X, go over here and hit Ctrl V like this. Okay, so we can separately focus on this. Now we have this message portion over here. So select this, press Ctrl Shift C. I'll call it as message and hit OK, and let's hide and lock. Now we have this search bar, so hit enter. Sorry, not like that. Select this, hit enter and type search and hit OK, and hide this, lock this. Then we have this search portion over here. We need to select all this much portion. I'll press Ctrl Shift C and I'll call it as search bar and hit OK, and let's lock this and hide this. Then we have this PC portion over here, so select this, press Ctrl Shift C. I'll call it as PC, or you can actually, this is laptop, so I'll call it as lap. Simply hit OK, and let's hide this. So now each and every element is on the separated layer. So now we will focus on each one by one. So I'll select this message portion over here, double click to open this, select all of them and enable this icon. Now after that, we cannot see this portion over here because the colors are not visible properly over here. So for that, what I'm gonna do, let's select simply any one of this, because we know that there are some things if we hide this. So let's select any of them and go to the effect and presets, and we will apply fill effect on this. So I'll apply fill. So as you guys can see, it's gonna get red. So enable this and go over here, and I'm going to enable, I mean clicking on this color, and then I'll go to the color options and I'll choose a darker version of that color. Okay, like this. Then we will select this fill effect. I'll hit Ctrl C, select all of them and simply hit Ctrl V. So now we can see this like that. Now for this animation specifically, where we are going to animate our whole thing with the illustration, what we can do, we can simply use Animation Composer. Now Animation Composer is a free extension, you can download that. I'll provide the link in the description, so you can check it out. Now over here, I'll go to the 2D layer transformations, and over here you will get this option for scale. Go over here from anchor point proportionality, and let's go over here, and over here we will get this icon called overshoot scale from anchor point. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this portion. I'll press Y on my keyboard and I'll bring my anchor point over here like this. Okay, and simply double click on this effect. So now what will happen, that it will create this animation. And if you want that animation should last long, so all you need to do, we have this icon over here, simply drag it up to 1.10 frames maybe, so we will get that much slow animation. Then I want this should be animate like this, so I select this, double click and increase this duration, and let's move this over here like this. Now let's select this, press Y on your keyboard, and I'll move this over here. Select this by holding control, move this over here. Select this, hold control, move this over here. Select this, hold control, and let's move this over here. Okay, after that select any one of them, press S, unlink this, create one keyframe, go few frame forward, create another keyframe, go to the start, and let's make this 0. And after that select those keyframes and hit F9. So if you see this animation, we'll get this. Now let's go to the graph editor, right click and choose edit speed graph, then go to the start. We will select this line, hold shift and move this line over here, so you will get this. Now we need to select those keyframes, and we will hit Ctrl C, select all the remaining third lines and hit Ctrl V and hit U, so we can see those lines. Now select those 4 lines and we will move them over here. So first this, then this, and then I want this line animation should start, and they should start alternately, so I'll adjust their position like this. Okay, so this is for my message composition. Then let's go over here. Now we have this search option over here. Then I'm going to choose this transition presets again. We have this overshoot scale from anchor point, so simply double click on it, so we'll get this animation. And along with that I want some position animation for this. So what I'm gonna do, I'll select this, I'll go to the effect and presets panel, and I'll apply wiggle position effect on it like this. Then go over here. Then what we are gonna do, that we are going to increase the wiggle amount like this, so it will start to move something like this. Then we have the search bar over here. Now again the same thing, we cannot see the proper color, so go to the effect and presets panel and we will search for fill effect. And we will pick up this blue color, then we will pick up this darker version of this blue like this. Then press Y on your keyboard, and by holding control I'll snap this over at the edge. Select this, by holding control I'll snap this at this edge. Okay, now let's select this one over here, press S, unlink this. We'll go to the message composition, and as you guys know that we have the scaling animation over here, so I'll select this keyframes. I'll hit Ctrl C, go to the search bar and simply hit Ctrl V. So like we will get this kind of animation. Then we will get this search bar and we will hit Ctrl V and hit U like this. Then I'll go somewhere around over here and I'll move this over here like this. Let's move this over here. Okay, now we have this search icon. I'll apply this overshoot from scale like this, and I want this animation should start over here. Okay, then we have this search, we will bring this at the top. Then we will select this layer and we will hit Ctrl D and we will bring this at the top. Then we will select the search text, press F4 and we will choose alphabet like this. Okay, and then we will select this search and we will move this over here. Then press P, create one keyframe, go few frame forward, create another keyframes, go to the start, and initially we will bring this down. Select those keyframes, hit F9, go to the graph editor, select this graph, hold shift and adjust it like this. Okay, so if I hit play, I'll get this kind of animation. Let's go over here. Now we have this laptop like this. We'll go to the search bar, we will copy this scaling keyframes. I'll hit Ctrl C. I'll go to the laptop first. We have this much portion over here, so we have to adjust the anchor points. So, but when you are going to apply I mean install animation composer, you will get this extra presets like animation composer anchor point mover. So simply click on it, select all of them first of all by holding shift, and then with the help of this anchor point mover I'll click on this, so automatically all the anchor points are shifted toward this edge. Then as you guys know that we have copied this scaling animation, so simply hit Ctrl C, select all of them and hit Ctrl V and hit U. And now as always we have to adjust it to one after another like this. Okay, and hit U. Now I'll select this, and with the help of this anchor point mover I'll bring this edge downwards, press F4 and convert this layer into 3D, and we will make it parent with this layer 1. Then select this layer 1, press P for position. Let's create one keyframe, go few frame forward, create another keyframe, go to the start, and by press V, and let's move this over here like this. Select those keyframes and hit F9, go to the graph editor, select this graph, hold shift, and we'll move this over here like this. Then okay, now select all of them and we will make it apparent with this layer 8 like this. Go over here, let's select all of them and we will move this over here like this. Then we will select this, press R for rotation. Let's create one keyframe at maybe Y position, or let's say X position like this. Okay, let's create one keyframe over here, go over here, create another keyframe. Let's go at this point and let's move this forward. So let's make this 80. Select this keyframe and let's delete it, we don't want that. Select those keyframes and hit F9, and I want from this it should start, so I'll move this over here like this. Select those keyframe, go to the graph editor, select this graph, hold shift and adjust it like this. Okay, so now I'll get something like this and hit U. So our laptop animation is also done. Select all of them and click on this icon. Also in search bar, press F4, select all of them and click on this icon. Go over here. Now we have this BG elements that we should animate. So first of all, I'm going to select this one, press Y, and let's move this anchor point over here. Then we will select this and we'll move this anchor point over here. I'll select this one first, press R for rotation and hit W for rotation tool. I'll rotate it like this, create one keyframe, go few frame forward, move this over here, then rotate it like this, rotate it like this, rotate it like this, rotate it like this, and then we will copy the first keyframe by hitting Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Select those keyframes, hit F9, alt click on the stopwatch, type loop out expression on it like this. Okay, then we will select these keyframes. I hit Ctrl C, then we will select this, hit Ctrl V, hit U, and by holding alt I'll increase the duration, so we'll get a little bit of alternation in animation. Then select both of them and we will click on this overshoot from scale and we will hit U to hide this. Then we have this portion, we will simply double click to apply this same animation. Then I'll adjust them randomly like this. Okay, then we have this option and this and this. Then we will apply wiggle position effect on it, and also apply anchor scale, anchor overshoot scale from anchor point, and double click to apply. I'll move this over here, this over here, and this over here like this. Then we will select this and we will make it apparent with this cup. Press Y to adjust this anchor point over here. We will select this and we will double click to apply this position from anchor point more like this and adjust it like this. Okay, then we will select this. We will go to the effect and presets panel and we will apply wave warp effect on it. So, but if you see, it's quite weird. And now our anchor point animation composer work is done, so I'll close this tab now. Now over here pinning, I'll choose all edges like this, so we'll get something like this, and then increase the, not height, but let's increase the width, so we'll get something like this. Now let's go to the start, and if you see this animation, as you guys can see, each and every one start to animate like one at a time. So let's go to that around 10 frames and I'll move this BG elements over here. Then I want the search bars to start. Then I want this what we call searching should start like this, and then I want this message should start, so I'll move this over here. So if I see this animation now, I'll get something like this. And if you want, then you can increase the search bar animation duration like this. Okay, so let's go to the main animation now, and if I see, I'll get this animation. Press S for scaling option, I'll scale it a little bit and I'll create one keyframe over here like this. Okay, then at this point I want the blast should happen like this. Okay, at this point I want the blast should happen, so I'll select this. I'll press Ctrl Shift D to split this layer. Right click, go to the time, and I'm going to choose freeze frame like this. Go to the start, and we will bring this thing up to here like this, and we'll have this for second layer. Now we will select this. We'll go to the effect and presets panel, and we'll search for pixel poly effect. Simply double click to apply, so we'll get this something like this. Then go to the grid spacing. I'm going to choose 15 instead of 25. Also speed random, increase this 100. Direction randomness also 100 like this. Also force I'm going to increase it, and gravity I'm going to choose zero point 0.4 like this. So if I hit play, I'll get something like this. And I want this animation should start from here, so I'll select this and I'll move this over here, and let's enable this. So let's see this animation now. First we will get this, and then we will get this stuff. Okay, so let's select this, and over here direction randomness, let's choose 110 only, because I don't want each and every one should follow like this. And speed randomness, let's choose 10 only, and let's see. Okay, we'll get something like this. And the force I'm going to choose 200. Okay, now I'm going to select this untitled one, and I'll make it a parent with this scale. I mean not scale, but this layer, and go over here like this. And after that we will enable I'll hit Control I on my keyboard, and I'll bring my Photoshop file over here. Go to the footage composition rate and layer sizes, simply hit import and hit OK. Double click to open this, select all of them, hit Ctrl C, go to main animation, hit Ctrl V, right click, new, and create one null object. Select all these PS layers and make it parent with this null one. Select this null one, press S, and scale it like this. And let's move this over here. Okay, at this point I'm going to select all of them, and I'll move this over here. Select this null object and let's delete it. Let's bring this backward. Press P for position. Right click, choose separate dimension. Select this 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 separate dimensions. Okay, select all of them. Create one keyframe at X position, one keyframe at Y position, and at this point again create all the keyframes like this. And in middle of that, or go to the start, let's select all of them and go to the align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically, and let's bring them at the center like this. Then press S, create one keyframe, go few frame forward, create another keyframe, go to the start, and let's make this 0. Select all the keyframes and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, right click, edit speed graph, select this, hold shift and move this over here like this. Then press P for position. Let's go over here and change the Y position somewhere around over here. Okay, now we have to deal with only Y position, so select all of them, and in search bar I'll type Y only, so it will automatically show the keyframes which are only on Y. So select all of them and hit F9. Go to the graph editor, zoom in a little bit, select this, hold shift, move this over here, hold shift, move this over here, select this, move this over here, select this and move this over here like this. Okay, then go full frame forward, create another keyframe at Y position, go over here and let's move this over here. We will get this kind of animation. Now you can select all of them, I mean hit U first, so you can see all the keyframes, and if you think the duration is quite too much, So simply select all of them, and by holding Alt I'm going to reduce the duration. So if I see this animation now, I'll get something like this. Okay, then go to the start, press R for rotation, create one keyframe, hit U, go over here, create one complete rotation, then press R only so we can see rotation keyframe. Select all of them, hit F9, go to the graph editor, select all those lines by holding shift, move this handle over here and this handle over here like this. Now I want each and everyone should not start like this, but I want to each and everyone should be start one by one. So for that, what I'm gonna do, go to the start, hit page down button 2 times, select this, move this, like this, and select all of them and enable motion blur. So now let's go to the start. So if I hit play, I'll get this, then we will get this. Okay, and then right click new and create one null object. Select all of them except this one and make it apparent with this null 1, I mean null 2. Then select this null object, press S. Initially let's make this 90, create one keyframe, go few frame forward, and let's make this 100. Okay, somewhere around over here. Then at this point my animation should end, so I'll hit end over here. Then press Ctrl Y to create one solid background. I'll choose white color for this background. I'll move this background over here like this. Okay, so this is how you can create Google logo animation with the help of Illustrator and Photoshop. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you like this tutorial then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. And if you want to create some more interesting animations like this, then check out these two videos. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, stay tuned.